Get no better.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to Funk Era.
It's funkified.
You know it.
It's your boy DJ 9D.
Hey, it's the kid, Young Get Your P, man.
And it's your boy Jeremy.
Again, thank y'all for commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube
And
channel.
the link below.
Thank you for all the love and support. Without y'all, we can't get no better.
We here.
We gotta be.
But before we start this thing off, I would love to give a shout out to our queen of the show, the boss lady herself, Miss Jordan Thatcher. who
Jordan, what's
couldn't
up,
be here
sis?
today.
We here. We still supporting.
But we gonna hold it down for you, queen. So
We got
don't
you,
even
baby
worry
girl. We
about
got
it.
you.
Don't even worry about it. But yo, for one, before we get into these hot topics of this era, how y'all boys been, man? What's been going on with
Feeling
y'all?
good, man.
Yeah, great. Definitely, man. Positive,
life is good.
staying optimistic as we can during these hard times, you know. Yeah, everything's good. How about yourself?
Hey man, I'm blessed. I woke up this morning, fellas,
Amen.
you know,
Man,
with
come
another
on,
master plan.
Amen.
Getting closer and closer. That's what we gotta do.
Amen.
Funk era. It's a funk
Word.
era.
Yes,
thing.
sir.
So the topics we gonna get into today
dive into it.
are just about Dwayne Wade on his comments about Boosie towards his son or
Right.
daughter Zaya, as well as get into Big Pun, NBA YoungBoy, and also what's his name, Little Pump, man. I have to do it. I have to do it.
Lil
you know,
Pump.
I mean,
Okay.
yo, this is
To
a
each his own,
very
baby.
Right.
this
his
is a
own.
very funky era that's going on right
Let's
now.
talk about it. Let's dive into it.
So the first thing I want to get into is Dwayne Wade and Boosie. As y'all know, Boosie had comments about Dwayne Wade's son, I believe, last year? Sometime last year.
It's been about a good
And,
year since they've been playing out.
you know, of course, he said a few comments about his son, and his mother actually told him to not say that, but Boosie was just telling how he was feeling. And I don't, you know, everybody has their own opinion. I'm not going to knock off anybody from just expressing themselves or just having the freedom of speech.
Right.
But Dwayne Wade actually had a podcast with a few other players as well. I believe he was a guest on there, and he was thanking Boosie about the comments that he made about his daughter, Zaya.
Right.
Nice.
So I want to ask y'all boys something.
Wow.
What are y'all thoughts on that topic of just, you know, Dwayne Wade raising his daughter?
You know, those are one of those topics it's never light to talk about just because everybody's going to have their own opinion. You know, they may feel some type of way, whether they want to be open-minded or closed-minded about it. You know, Dwayne Wade, as far as I'm concerned of, or based on what I've been hearing, he's been in full support of it, you know, and that's what a father should be doing. You know, at the same time,
Right.
you're talking about Dwayne Wade. So, you know, all this
Right.
publicity and all this publicizing that they're getting, it's not anything new. I'm sure there are thousands, millions of kids who may be going through that kind of same phase of figuring themselves out. It may not even be to that extent if they want a gender change, but, you know, as a kid, you just don't think anything of it.
Of course not.
So I think Dwayne Wade is handling a great job. You know, he's supporting his daughter. You know, he's
Right.
being there for him. You know, despite what the critics are saying, that's your child, and as a parent, that's ultimately the goal. So I respect Dwayne Wade in the utmost manner in regards to that. And again, you know, just having an open mind of entertaining it, or, you know, just showing that support. And his son or daughter may say, you know what, this wasn't for me. What was I thinking? You know,
Right.
it's just kind of that phase.
Right.
But at the same time, as long as you saying, hey, you know, my parents were to support me despite, you know, me sticking through it long term or not, that's going to be what they remember and the biggest thing through it all.
EMP, what did you think about that, man?
Man, I hate to play devil's advocate because I slightly agree with him with the Dwayne Wade father figure aspect. Like, I agree with that because I'm a father.
Right.
So I understand that fatherhood is a big part of any kid's life, any child, and whatever you do to help develop that aspect for them, you're going to always want to say yes to your kid, I'm telling you. But, you know, when you put in the limelight, when you put in the publicity, like the space to like motivate, inspire people, you know what I mean? You got to be careful with how you do things, you know.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't want my child to do any of those things out of their nature.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't agree with the way Boosie probably came at him, but I understand what he was saying.
Right,
you know, at that
right.
time, I probably would have felt the same way too.
Exactly.
You know, how old is this child again?
I believe, 13, 14, around
Right,
that
so
age.
that means puberty probably just got there. You know, they probably
right.
say he probably been felt a certain way or she felt a certain way, respectfully. But you know, it's just hard for me to go against the grain, man.
Right,
like I'm
right.
I'm a father figure, and I just know sometimes, and I don't want to say blame the fathers though
Right,
when it
right.
comes to that neither, because I've been in that thought era too. But you know, to each his own, man. You know, I always, at the same time, think whatever makes the kid happy, let him be himself. Let her be or him be whatever it is for them. You know what I mean? It's none of us going to dictate that. So
Right.
I respectfully,
100%.
you know, on both ends, I'm just kind of in and out. But I'm more the person that like to give them, you know, anybody what the happiness they need, man.
Right.
All jokes
I
aside.
feel you on that, man. I'm not the type of person to tell anybody how to raise their child. You know, but at the end of the day, if it was my child, I feel like I would, you know,
You gotta be stern.
it's stern. I
man.
would
And
build
teach 'em,
them.
yeah.
Hey,
I would
man.
build them up because at that age, your mind is still developing.
I mean, you want to ask yourself, what do you, as a man, I mean, as a father, right?
Right.
Are you trying to raise a man?
Right. Right.
That's just a question. I'm gonna ask myself that for real. Like, am I trying to raise my son to be a man, or I'm gonna wait until he figures it out?
Right.
You know you like football. You know you like basketball. You know what anybody can do with it. And now most people say don't put it on them, but hey, introduce it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Introduce it to
I
them.
feel y'all on that. I mean, again, to each his own. I agree with both of y'all boys, and I just feel like, you know, it's a different era. It's a different
yeah.
era. A lot of things are open. It's a lot of social media. You could connect more with people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you go back to the old school cartoons, you will see certain things that
Yeah.
makes it feminine
Yeah,
for a young man
Of course. Yeah.
watching cartoons.
And
And sometimes
listen.
that could develop who you are.
Even a lot of
I feel like.
actors, I feel like they play like feminine parts
Yeah,
like when
man.
they first came out.
Definitely.
You know, to kind of get that masculinity role or just
Right.
to kind of be open. So
Yeah, I'm not
you're right.
against that type of atmosphere neither. Like I'm just being myself right now. Again, like when I was little, I was in my mom and my sister and them shoes and stuff, making my brothers and sisters laugh.
That's what Dwayne Wade did too
You
as a
understand
kid.
me? So
Yes.
yeah, so I get that nature of being a boy.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
just really sad. That's
Right.
what a boy do.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean, you
Facts.
experience. So when you're developing as a boy, you're going to experience things that you probably never thought of.
Yep.
And also, I know we call it comedy, but even if you look back at the Flip Wilsons, the
Right,
Jamie
right.
Foxxes,
Wow.
the men's on films from In Living Color with
Yeah.
Dwayne Wayne,
The Wayans.
Yeah, the Wayans.
Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Exactly.
And that was crazy though. That era is what motivated me to do it. It was funny though.
Yeah,
Right.
it was.
At the
Right.
time, it was
Right.
funny. Now,
Right.
now that we older though, we could say it's a bit brainwashable.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for
But
sure.
that again though, I think that's more so of the parents' job. Well, like he said,
Exactly.
Dwayne Wade is doing a great job at parenting.
Right.
So you know, as long as that kid is happy, he happy, and they happy.
He's there for his son.
That's it.
How many
Yeah.
fathers could say that, right?
Right.
Amen.
Definitely.
Amen.
And that also brings up the next topic, Little Pump. Now, I think, me personally, I
Pump,
think
who?
it's limits to this thing here.
Pump. Pump.
Gucci gang. That's
Pump.
I'm on the same way.
Little
Oh, right.
But if y'all don't know, I
To each
mean,
his own, man. You know
Little
what I
Pump
mean?
posted on his IG having long fingernails as well as painted toenails.
Lord knows.
I mean,
You know,
Attention,
stuff
man.
with like that, and just with not even just him, with a lot of celebrities and people, you know, you do things to gain attention or attraction. So
Right.
I don't know if that's something that he genuinely like does on the side or like really into it, or if he's doing it based on, all right, well, you know, let me
For
do
clout
something
or something.
for clout, you
Yeah,
know, because
yeah,
once
yeah.
you get, you know, social media popular, you know, you get the fans, you get the numbers, you get paid. So, you know, I feel
Right.
like a lot of celebrities, they'll do stuff for clout or to kind of gain mass attention
course.
because obviously those are cutting a check. So with him doing that, again, if that's something that he does on his daily basis or his personal time, or if he's like enjoying it, hey brother, do you? You know what I mean? Like I mean, it is what it is.
it could be used as the marketing strategy too.
It definitely is used
Of
as a
course.
marketing strategy.
Of
Listen,
course.
everything an artist decides to do is a marketing strategy.
Because they know they in the limelight, they in the
Right.
spotlight.
You
So,
supposed,
you know what I mean?
it's
not
right
gonna go
after the
unmissed.
pandemic. Why not? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but no, I don't agree with that type of shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
gonna be blunt
no,
with you.
there's
I think that, you know, me being a rapper, me being an artist, me
Right.
being a diverse type of artist too, I don't like to see people playing with stuff that we take so serious. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not saying dudes can't wear nails and rap. or whatever the case may be. But you know how you came into the industry.
Right.
Come into this our culture, and grow.
Right.
Everybody got to get to Jay-Z level. Why we playing?
The only thing that rubs me a little bit different, and again, I'm not being any type of way towards anybody. You can do as you please, but just far as you know how you used to grow up back in the 90s or even the early 2000s, you would look up to certain types of artists.
Absolutely, definitely.
For guidance. Because let's be honest, some of us don't have father figures in the house.
Nah, man.
Right.
So if you look at an artist or anything like that present themselves that way,
you're gonna take it.
You're gonna run with it. You're gonna run with it.
Yeah, man.
And
To
you're gonna
each
think
his
they
own,
dad.
right?
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
I
So
definitely agree with that.
I just want to touch that comment, and a lot of women,
Power
that
influence,
topic,
man.
and a lot of women feel like, where's the men at? I read all the comments.
Right. What pushes people, like once you're in the industry, man, at that point you can't take it serious.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I guarantee you at least 20% of his followers gonna do it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Similar to Tekashi and his colorful hair. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he made it into something. That's what kind of, I'm not gonna say necessarily built his brand, but that made an image of
There
him
you
because
go.
it was
Right.
different.
It
You know what I mean?
It was a brand
So it was a brand established.
Me
Exactly.
got it right.
personally, the only person that could possibly get away with it, even though he even never do it, is Prince.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
Prince
yeah.
would get away. And
Yeah, I don't
he
care
had
what
some of the baddest
Platforms,
girls
he
in
can walk
the
with
land.
Yeah, I don't care what you
and probably
say.
pull
You
more
feel me?
females
Right.
than everybody.
That's
you know
a
what I mean?
different type of.
It's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
You see why I say that's why I say I'm a rapper and I say diverse artist because that means something. You know,
Right.
when you step into the era of like what Prince doing, that's music, dog.
Oh,
That ain't hip hop no more.
Right.
You can't take his accolades from him.
Nah,
No whatsoever.
that's a legend we talking about.
So yes, we also have Big Pun. Big Pun actually has a street named
Punisher.
after him.
Punisher.
Big Pun.
Punisher.
That's iconic, man. He deserved it,
Punisher.
especially like just with him in the music industry and him just paving the way. I know he started off with Fat Joe, but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
just that. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a big thing. So shout out to Pun for him getting
Right.
that.
Shout out to
Word.
Pun. Big deal for that one, man.
Definitely, yeah.
Why do you think, and I'm just, again, being honest and just from what I see, why do you think artists are celebrated after, like heavily celebrated after they pass
Because
away?
they're gone. There's no coming back. So you gain a little bit more appreciation from it. And it's unfortunate because it's not even with artists. It's with,
Anybody,
family
celebrity,
members,
yeah.
anybody in
Yeah.
your life. And it's kind of like, when they hear you, like, all right, they're here. You just kind of get caught up in your daily routine
Right.
until they're not. And then
Right.
death is kind of
That's
one of
when it
those
hit you.
permanent things. And it hits you hard.
Man.
So it's very unfortunate that a lot of people get more recognition after they die because again, you're not here, but when you're here, it's not that you don't recognize them, you just get caught up in life, which
In
is
life,
completely
yeah.
understandable,
Yeah,
and
right.
you just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
form of
So-
realization.
Oh, 100%.
I think that's when it hit people. When somebody finally passed and you realize that you never, like, I went to 2 funerals, like, not even within the last 2 months.
I feel you.
Same. I went
Month,
to
same,
month,
same.
boom, boom. You know what I mean? I couldn't make it to the rest of them.
Right.
Because
It
some
get-
people,
it gets
it's a
too much.
pandemic too, because some of the people can't, it's not even the same going to the funeral.
Right.
It's literally one walk. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that right there, when somebody die in the industry, they have to put them on the pedestal.
And it's tragic because he did pass away from a heart attack at a very early age, and I feel like he has so much potential.
of course.
And I remember watching this old video of Pun, man. It was him, Most Def, DMX, and I forget the other brother name, but it was all at this restaurant or bar, and it was all around this roundabout table on a sofa roundabout.
Right. I remember seeing that video.
And they was freestyling
Yeah.
out the ass.
Let me
I
tell you
mean,
what that's
going
about, man.
in.
The producers too, like Just Blaze. Shout out to them too, man. Them cats
Yeah.
back in the day,
Word.
they was the ones pulling these people together, man. So it's a big thing to have that culture. When you say you saw them sitting down like that,
Right.
that was them at home doing exactly what we doing.
Right.
And look how big that is.
Word. And that was before all this
You feel me?
social media.
They wouldn't even think about it. They was just
going
they had a little recorder up and did they thing. And we got the drones.
on. Yeah, man. Yo,
I'll say
so
now.
shout out to Big Pun and his
Big
family.
P.
Man, shout out to y'all.
His son is
R.I.P.,
doing his
baby.
thing as well. His son, rapping and doing his thing. Shout
Yeah,
out
to the whole
him
family.
as well. I want to get on NBA YoungBoy. NBA
Young
YoungBoy.
boy.
That guy.
What is going on
He's
with
young.
these young rappers,
They,
You just said
man?
it.
they young and dumb. You're
Yeah,
right.
man.
That's the case. But at the same time, like, if you know you have like charges against you or like, just take care of that because you know they're
Right.
going to be on you. I mean, you're a big iconic person. You're always in the limelight. So if you have warrants or whatever, you know you're not supposed to be doing it, bro,
Right.
just take care of that. Like, you got the money, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like, you have all the resources, get it out the way. That way, when you move, you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder every
Right,
time.
man.
But I remember growing up, the OGs used to tell me, man,
think it's
the
that simple?
reason why we do what we do is because we're trying to get out of certain situations. You are blessed with a gift, a talent to reach millions of people
Okay.
just through your music, right?
Absolutely.
So why do you feel like, again, these young bulls out here wanted to have the money, the fame, and the fortune, and the glamour, but still trying to stick to the streets as if that's the only thing they got?
You know, it's a code. I'm gonna be real with you on that end. You know, the streets have a code, man. Like, and I'm gonna just speak on it from perspective because I don't want to dig too deep in it. But the streets, it's real. You know what I mean? It's a thing. It's a place where people grow up and learn that how to do a lot of things.
They
So
talking and
you
listening.
take that and you go to the studio or you go to wherever it is you about to express it, and now the whole world gets to hear where you coming from.
Your version of it.
That's it. Behind you is where Lil Wayne from. Let's just say, was it Nola?
Yeah.
Let's just say the whole Nola behind you. You know, through Lil Wayne though, we get to see all that. That's how deep that goes when I say perspective from each his own. You don't want nobody like NBA YoungBoy is young, so he's learning. But I like the way he's trying to grow because he's around all the OGs, 50 Cent, I think, a couple more other cats. But I think he got an issue with things he got to deal with, man, when it comes to that. Sometimes people get the big head and they get feeling themselves. They young, they got the money.
Yeah,
They don't
be touched.
It's called unresponsibility.
But
unresponsible.
do you think it's a lack of guidance when it comes down
Yeah,
to
unresponsibility.
Oh,
That's
of
what I just
course,
said.
of
I
course.
promise. That's exactly
There's
what it
always
is.
and of course, with these big
You
companies
just say you got a big head.
The
You know
big
this.
head. And again, when you feel like you're untouchable and you got all this
Right.
money, you can do certain things that other people can't do.
negate
That makes
shit.
you a whole different person. So just imagine all the billionaires and millionaires who really are untouchable and they feel like they can do whatever. So it's the same instance as YoungBoy.
It's
He's-
just brewing up.
and he's new to it, so he doesn't know how to control or contain it. So he's like, oh, well, I'm young, I got some money. He's seeing the benefits of having all this, but still you have to realize you're not untouchable from the law and the government, no matter how big you think you are. You know what I mean? So again, it's
Did you
going
hear
back.
that? You're not untouchable from the law. Okay?
And the government will
And the
find you
government.
no matter where you are.
I want to make sure we say that
Believe
one more time.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Stop
So
playing
it's
with them
kind of one of
guys.
those things. Yeah, you can enjoy all that, but at the same time still be responsible and know, all right, well, I still have this. It can be taken away at any moment. I'm not bigger than the law. It's just simple things like that you have to just kind of account for when you are in those situations.
I feel you on
So,
that. I feel you on
Yeah,
that.
take it
again,
more
he's
seriously.
young, so it's one of those learning curves that he's going to have to do.
I feel you on that. Yo, you now tuned in to Funk Era.
The
We'll be
motherfucker.
back
Right.
after these messages.
Ch-ch-ch.
Yo, what's good, my brother?
What's good, fam?
Yo, you really think we're gonna make it in time for the show?
We got good time. I got you, G. Go ahead and pop the tape in. And we kicking it old school.
Without y'all, we can't get no better. Welcome to Funk Era. Welcome back to the
Yes, sir.
podcast.
We back.
Make
Welcome
sure to
back.
like, comment, and subscribe. And again, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode, our third episode of Funk Era. As well as, Jordan Datcher isn't here, but we definitely have her with us. Regardless,
Bless up.
the queen of the whole thing.
Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying? She would actually fire me for not being here. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah,
I think-
don't
You know
tell
what
her.
I'm saying?
Yeah, please don't. Be quiet.
But nah, man, we was touching on Dwayne Wade, his son Zaya, his daughter Zaya,
Yep.
as well as Bit Pun, NBA YoungBoy, hope he's free soon, and just really realize the bigger picture of a lot of things.
Correct.
And as well as who else? Who else we talked about?
Pump.
Little Pump, yeah,
the
Little
nails.
Pump
that
with
guy.
the nails,
That guy.
and
Lil'
all that
Pump.
craziness going on.
Pump?
But let's get into some real
We ain't
funky
talking about young
stuff.
L. Come on, man.
Okay, bye.
Let's get into some real funky stuff, man. We, as y'all know, the Versus been very big ever since this pandemic hit. I believe it was another outlet to make some money, and as well as entertain those who are at home with
Quarantined
nothing
up.
else to do. You know,
Nothing else to do is what he said.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Message.
So we recently had Raekwon and Ghostface Killer go at it.
Legends.
Oh my goodness, what it was amazing.
Yes,
I
it
hope
was.
y'all caught that. and as well as a while back we had Jeezy and Gucci.
Another legends.
That was iconic.
E40 and Too Short.
Yeah, man.
It was the list goes on.
Yeah, man.
Monica,
It was
all them,
founded by Swiss Beats as well.
Swissy.
Of course.
Yeah, it was founded by
He's a smart investor. I
and
get it.
Timberland as well.
Definitely. I know both of them.
So my question to y'all is, who would y'all like to see better than this? R&B or hip hop? It don't matter.
Light skin, dark skin. Listen.
Boom, let's
This is what
get it.
happens. This is what happens. Chocolate.
Talk to us.
I don't know. Caramel. Right. Caramel.
Get you a Rolo.
Get you some chocolate. All right. Just
Nah,
don't mix it up.
You know what? I would probably I would want to see Cameron. One, because he goofy. You know what I mean? He goofy. Cameron got mad hits for days. And he's kind of one of my favorite New York rappers.
I don't think people want to see Cameron.
Yeah, no, they don't. And there's really few limited. I'm not going to say limited, but I don't.
Yeah, he right. You said it.
There's
right.
very limited people who can really mess with his catalog, legitimately.
Anybody, for real.
But who would?
Ja Rule. I'll say somebody like that could, to be honest. Him and 50 ain't gonna never sit down. Y'all might as well cut.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next thing, but I know 50 would just destroy that. I mean, they would kind of make it to where it's somewhat even or, just enjoyable. I mean, but we know 50 got songs for eons, you know what I mean?
Man.
So
Don't let them sleep on it.
Yeah, I definitely want to see somebody like worthwhile, like the Jeezy and Gucci thing. Like you were telling me, that was kind of one of the best verses to me. One, I think a lot of people like attuned to it. Plus, like the beef and the history that they had. That was kind of one of those things. Like you were your edge.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
That was a big deal. That was a big deal.
Ain't gonna lie, yo. I want to know this.
Don't ask
What
it.
was going through your mind? I'm not gonna ask that question. But what was going through your mind when that joint dropped? I know what y'all. You come on, man.
Yo.
Bruh, listen. Wait, you talking about Jeezy?
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was a grown man move, man. I ain't gonna lie. Jeezy did it the grown man way. That's just what it is.
Yo, 100%.
I thought Gucci was going, at first win. I'm gonna be honest. I was a Gucci fan. I'm on that show. I was a Gucci man. Like Gucci had it.
Straight up and down.
But I had to put my hands down and do it like this and put some respect on my brother's name.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
I had to. You can't do nothing but respect Jeezy
respect that.
for taking that up a notch and saying, this the famous hashtag. I tell you what.
Get him.
I tell you what. I tell you what. And when he said, I'm the realest, when he dropped that record, bro,
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's a left.
everybody knew.
Because I'm telling you,
coming
if
from high
it-
school, what you was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Stop playing.
Because if you would have played that Stay Strapped, they would have been
Come on,
playing
man.
off it. And
Come on, man.
I was hoping they played it just because it's so far. But at the same time, they too smart. I was like,
see,
I was
people-
hoping, but no.
See,
boy.
people at home quarantining just want to see something
Yeah,
pop
yo,
up. That's
facts.
what it is.
You see what Caramel do?
Facts.
Do you see what Caramel do to
Facts. But see, Gucci also stated I'm not gonna say he blatantly stated it, but I don't think he was necessarily there to win the verses. He was more so all right, because he
Set the record straight.
He started
And
with
he
his
did
diss
it.
track, and he was there to set the record straight and still be on that trap hood nigga stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jesus,
Corporate
all right,
things.
I understand that, but he made it a little bit more bigger. Like he said, it was a grown man move, and he kind of put those 20 years past them.
Yeah,
Because again, if he would have played that song or any other diss record, it would have went completely left. I'm almost 100% sure.
on, man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was filmed at a Blue Flame too. So
Yeah,
you
it
know
was
it's
in
only,
Atlanta,
It's
boy.
only but so big
It would have
in
been hot.
there.
It would have been hot, boy. I'm telling you.
But it just comes to show.
So you been to Blue Flame?
Huh?
You been to Blue Flame?
Man, I've been there like one time.
He said, because you know Blue Flame so little.
One time.
How you know?
Don't put me out there, baby. I'm sorry. But nah, man, I really do feel like it was a grown man move, and it
That's funny, you don't
shows
even know it.
to lose. See, you making me laugh.
I'm sorry.
It shows the maturity and
Yeah.
what we should follow as youngins
100%.
in this game, to just take the higher road, man. It don't always have to end in violence. Then you had Camilla.
Oh, yeah.
Camilla
Yeah.
Harris. No, the mayor. Wasn't it the mayor that came
wait,
on?
wait.
Who was
Who was
it?
this?
It was somebody important that
Atlanta
came.
Mayor.
Mayor
What's her name?
Keisha.
Yeah.
She
Keisha
was
Lance
on
Bottoms.
there. She
Keisha-
was.
Yeah.
Oh, on the
Keisha Lance
verses.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
She
You're right.
before the verses started. She
You're
presented
right.
herself
Visually.
and visually on Skype or webcam.
You're
with
right.
anything.
She
To
shouted them
just
out.
thank, just to thank them for
closing
the
this gap, for
movement and
doing this for
everything.
the hood.
Yeah.
Some
Exactly.
Real talk political shit.
And I'm
Yeah.
really glad
Facts.
because it would have just been, you know how America views certain things.
There
It
you
would
go.
just be that
changed
typical
the politic way. That stopped them from
Yes.
even jumping in and saying anything negative.
Exactly.
It really
And
did.
it was supposed to be entertainment, fun, and it just shows that Jeezy was thinking on a higher level. Like, look, we just had the mayor on here. We going through all of this war, riots and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good for him to step out the box and be
Right.
like, look, man, that happened a long time ago. Let's get
Right.
this money. Then drop the fly behind video at
Hey.
the end of the whole thing.
Drop the olive branch. Appreciate the olive branch you threw at me. That's what Jesus said.
Right. But like you
I'ma
said,
step
it's
to all of
hard
this.
to take that high
And
road, and
it
a lot
is,
of
man.
it's like just eager. I mean, not eager, but
Ego.
yeah, it's ego, and you know, it's just really hard to be the bigger person.
Yeah,
so the
right.
fact that Jeezy did that and put his pride aside, that was a big step to him. So shout out to the Snowman for sure.
Salute.
Right,
Shout
right.
out to the Snowman.
So, what have we learned today, fellas? We learned today that, you know, again, as we all know, it's a lot of crazy things going on just with this feminism and arresting of just young rappers nowadays.
Right.
All I want to say to all my beautiful people out there, my kings and queens out there, man, just
Listen up.
really think about things that you're getting yourself into, because a lot of things don't appear what they seem.
Facts.
Right.
You know, and we as a generation of just OGs, let's be real, we OGs now. We passed that 25 mark.
Man, listen.
To these teenagers,
I don't know
to
what
these
they talking about. Y'all
youngins.
see me? I'm 18 years old. I'm 18. Thank you.
But nah, man, on the serious tip, man, I would just like for us to just really consider the fact that people are watching, people are looking up to
Oh,
us,
definitely.
and we have to lead them in a way
Be
to
a role
just
model.
understand that life is precious,
Yeah, man.
and we should guide them to our best of our ability.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So once again, it's your boy DJ 9D,
It's the kid, Young EMP.
Boy, Jeremy.
and we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to Funk Era. Y'all be safe, be blessed, and one more thing, keep it funky.
It's funkified,
Peace.
you dig?
Hurrah.
Yes, sir.
Hey man,
Dun, dun, dun.
you slide your chair a lot,
Bruh.
man. Long
No,
time.
that's why I don't have my